Всем привет! Мы в гостях у Хелены и Густава. И сегодня у нас небольшое интервью будет с ними. Я вот тут вот вопросы, которые мне задавали, я задам им, и они тоже на них постараются ответить. So yeah, we are invited for a cup of tea and lunch, dinner in the Gustav's and Helena family, and they will answer to some of our questions. But first of all, I promise to say, I have. It's not a nephew. What you call it? Example when there's a friend of mine, and so they had a family, and they have a daughter, and in church, so I'm like a godfather.
Oh, good father. Good
Yeah,
father.
godfather, exactly. So how I'm related to that woman, which is mother of the daughter? Do you know?
Oh,
I don't know if we don't have a word in Swedish. I think
mother of
Yeah.
Your
godfather too.
godchild, I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah, I understand.
Okay. Anyway, we are really good friends with her. I'm with
Yeah.
mother, and she asked me to say, like a couple of months ago, that you are snugging. Snugging. Man, yeah, but
Which one?
You.
Me?
Yeah, but it's related to results which you show and how strong you are.
Yeah, okay.
Not because she like you some, but also from this one as well. But I mean, it was the results because some guys like strong, like some smash sometimes everyone in the field. So she would like to say, on Russian, it's man can say krasavchik. So you are красавчик. And yeah. So Ирина, я это сказал, я передал им это. Okay, so the question is, there are two questions for both.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to those who now going from juniors to elite runners, who now is 21, 22 years? For example, search some foreign strong club or something other. What could you do at their place if you can be now 20 or 21, or what you can suggest to yourself maybe on the back days or something?
If I was to give advice to myself when I was 20, I would tell myself to have a lot more patience, because when I finally decided to
Patient or interior?
No,
Or
with the whole elite thing, like be more patient with the training and take more time to build it up slowly. Because when I finally decided I wanted to go for the orienteering and be in the national team, I was 21, and I tried to do it all like over a winter.
Yeah, but you already was world champion juniors already.
Yeah,
at that day.
but it's a big difference between being a junior and a senior.
Yeah.
And in Sweden, the senior team was at that time very strong, so it was hard to come as a junior and be part of the
You
senior
think
team.
now it's weaker, or?
No, but it's probably the same, but it's like a big step. And I didn't have like a long-term plan. I just tried to do it all at once, and that's I've been injured quite a lot during my elite career, and I think if I would have been smarter and not increase the training as much and try to do it as fast, it would have been better for me. But it's a speculation, but I think so.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a big difference between us in how we approached the elite. And I already when I was 16, 17, I made a 10-year plan to see how my training would increase over the years, and not that when I was 16 I decided, I want to be best in the world, I have to do this, but just so if I wanted, when I was 21, decide, okay, I want to be the best in the world, then I have to have done something before. And that gave me quite much a calm, so I didn't feel stressed. I knew, okay, I have a plan, I'll stick to the plan. And I think that's a good idea to do a long-term plan. So if you see like after 1 year you don't get results, well, that's not the point, because you are aiming for something further apart, like in the future, so you don't get stressed and do too much when you're young. I think that's a good thing.
So the main, I can summarize, is not push yourself really.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yes,
in the
yeah.
first or second year from juniors to
No,
seniors.
and I think also to kind of be nice to yourself, because it's, as I said, it's quite a big step to be a senior, and it could feel like you've been training, I don't know, when you're 20, 21, 22, 23, you're just training and you're getting a little bit better every year, but you're still not getting to like the top level. But I think that's because it takes some time, and you should be nice to yourself during those years and not be too hard on yourself, because then you might give up too soon.
Yeah, and I think it's one really important thing is to make sure you enjoy it and you think it's fun, because if you don't do that, it will be really tough. You have so many years that you have to train so much, and if you don't think it's fun, yeah, you can do that for 1 year or for 2 years or for 3 years maybe, but if you're going to do it for 10 years, it's difficult. So I think that's a good idea.
And then I would say that what you asked about, like joining another club or going abroad somewhere, if you're able to do that, then at least for me, when I've done that, like changed the environment and gone somewhere else, it's always really nice to have like a new start and new friends to train with. That has always been really, really good for me, and that's made me like what I'm doing, and the training has been fun because I've had people to do it with. So I think it's a good thing if you have the opportunity. But it's, I mean, you can't take it for granted, I guess. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah,
It's
I already
important.
said something.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. No, yes, I also said that it's quite a big step, quite a big difference.
Yeah.
So it's also, you don't really have to keep in mind that there is some guys who are stronger than you just because they are stronger or something. They train longer or they are stronger there.
But at the same time, you can't be intimidated by it, like scared and not try to do it. But just, I think if you compare to yourself, like you keep track of that you're developing, like, oh, last year I could run this and it took this time, and this year I've really improved. So you can see that you're improving yourself, even though some persons are still better than you, then you're doing something right. So, yeah.
Until you're improving and you can notice this. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep, and the second question is how to recover when there is multi-day events, when there is few starts just in a row, like on a world champs or in and what you suggest, what is your best ideas about this, or what you can share?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think maybe the most important thing is to for the recovery to be good is to get the energy you need as quick as possible. So when you finish your race, especially if there's as in O-ringen where it's like long distance and long distance, more days in a row, it's when you finish your race you have to eat something with a lot of carbohydrates quite soon. And I think that's like number one to it's easy to forget because you always, usually when you finish you don't feel so good. You're not really thinking about, oh, it would be good to eat, but you should try to do it quickly and have something prepared. This is easy to eat and I can eat this, like drink milk or something like that.
And I try to see it as like the race doesn't stop at the finish line. The race and what I'm supposed to do that day is finished when I've been jogging or cooling down. I've changed my clothes, I've eaten something, and I've had something to drink. Then the performance thing is over, and I have to be really disciplined when doing that, especially if something goes really well and people want to talk to you and you want to, maybe you go to an interview and then it takes like an hour until you eat something and maybe an hour and a half till you change your shirt. Then you increase the risk of having a bad recovery. And the same thing goes for if you're really, really disappointed, then it's also hard to forget and not want to do that.
We have done this in the Swedish team the last couple of years, that we have like really pushed on this recovery part. And when we're away with the national team, we always have like a bag prepared with like something to drink, something to eat, and something to change to.
After the
Like
after
the minute
finish.
you pass the finish line, you get
Get
your
it, like,
small bag,
Just
and
after.
you just change
'Cause
and you put it in.
Sometimes on the World Champs you finish and then you have to like read your SI card, and then there's interviews, and maybe you have to sit in a chair or something. And if you get your bag straight away, it's easy to just, okay, I'll just change shirts now, I'll drink this, and then I'm okay, and then I can wait with the rest for half an
Yeah.
hour or something.
But I also want to say, like on the not with the physiological part of recovery, but I also have to, after a race, I try to like analyze what I've done fairly quickly as soon as I can, and go through the race of the day, and then I put it aside, and then I try to do something else or fill my head with something else, because it also takes a lot of mental energy to be really focused several days in a row. So for example, in a World Champs, if you have like a day between the races, I try to do something every day that is completely not orienteering. It can be as small as reading a good book or having a coffee, but something that takes my mind off it, so I can be really focused when I need to again. That is also a part of recovery for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to guys, to Helena and Gustav. And so ask more. Maybe sometimes we will film a little bit more.
Tack så
Bye.
mycket. Thank you. Bye.